What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. This is going to be a little bit different podcast than we have done in the past. Well, it's just going to be me, which is the first time that I've ever done a podcast by myself. But I wanted to take this opportunity at the end of the year to kind of talk a little bit about what we've done this year, as well as what's going to be coming up in 2022. And so one of the biggest things, as you can tell, is we're actually videoing this podcast. So if you enjoy this podcast on YouTube, this will be very different for you because you can actually see my face and see the studio that I call it in here. If you're listening on iTunes or Podbean or wherever else you listen to podcasts, it's really not going to be that much different. I did get a new mic, so it might sound a little bit different. Hopefully it sounds a little bit better. But we just wanted to take a few minutes and just kind of, like I said, review 2021, talk about what's coming up in 2022. We've got a lot of cool things coming up. And so really just want to take this opportunity to chat with you all. Before I jump into it, though, as always, we want to thank our sponsors, Vortex Optics. Vortex has been with us for a couple of years now, and we appreciate them for everything that they do for us here at eHunter. We've had a really good, long-standing relationship with them. It's been great on both sides of it. And so check them out, vortexoptics.com. Glass is amazing if you're looking for binoculars, if you're looking for spotting scopes, rifle scopes, rangefinders, whatever the case may be. You can hop on, check it out. One of the cool things, and I've talked about this on the podcast before, is the Vortex Wear. They've got a lot of nice clothes out. And these clothes, some companies make clothes that it's so. But Vortex Wear is really like a high-end lifestyle clothing line. And so definitely go on and check out what they have. You can just go to their website and check out everything they have. Hats, shirts, coats. I mean, so much stuff. They even have fishing clothes. So definitely check that out. But we just want to tell them thank you for another great year, for all their support and everything that they do for us here at eHunter. And so I want to jump into a couple things here. And this is kind of weird having this video because normally I have my notes here and it's easy for me to look at them and it's not a big deal. But I've got my notes here. I want to go over a few different things and talk to you guys about just a couple of things. So 2021, it was an interesting year, wasn't it? We thought that we'd come out of the COVID pandemic and from 2020 and 2021 would be a great year. And I think we have kind of those hopes for 2022, but we'll see what 22 actually brings us. But we had a lot of great content this past year. If you've had a chance to be on our website, put up a lot of articles. We've had some great writers this year that have put up some amazing articles. So if you haven't had a chance to go to ehunter.com, go on there, check out some of those articles that we have. And we talked about this on the Western Contours podcast that we just recently did. There's so much news and so much going on in the world of hunting, and you really need to stay up to date with what's going on. So wherever you get your news, your resources, you need to be staying up to speed with everything that's happening in our world. And eHunter is a great resource for that. We're always doing articles on them, on these topics. If they're pretty, hot button topics, then we're doing videos and podcasts on them. So if you haven't listened to some of the podcasts from this year, I highly recommend going and checking them out. Really, really good content. So yeah, check that out. Trying to think of some of the stuff that we talked about that was new. We talked a lot about obviously the wolf reintroduction into Colorado. I think one of our biggest stories, and Seth and I talked about this on a podcast, was the possible ban on hunting. It's not really just hunting. It's really everything to do with outdoors, with animals. You can't even, have cattle and slaughter cattle for beef to make a Big Mac hamburger. So if you guys haven't listened to the podcast on that and read the article on that or one or the other, especially if you're an Oregon resident, you really need to check that out. That's a really big deal. So it was a great year. You guys probably can tell that things are a little bit different, and I wanted to just bring everybody up to speed on that. I've had a lot of questions about that, and so I wanted to kind of fill everybody in. I feel like everybody deserves to kind of know what's going on behind the scenes at eHunter. So, as most everybody knows, Curtis and Monty are the ones that started eHunter, and then they brought myself and Seth on a little bit later. We talked about that on the Western Contours podcast as well. And Curtis and Monty they're still part of eHunter, but they've gone on to bigger and better things. They've started a nonprofit foundation called the Winter Range Foundation. I was part of it in the beginning, and then realized that really wasn't my love. My love was more hunting, and this eHunter platform that we have really is my bread and butter, and it's what I really enjoy doing. I love talking about hunting. I love talking about hunting news and what's new, and doing gear reviews and things like that. And I love podcasting about hunting stuff. I love podcasting in general. I mean, this is kind of this is what I love and enjoy doing. And so, not that I have the voice for podcasting, but I enjoy it. And so really that's all that matters. And so, I didn't go, all in on the Winter Range Foundation, but they've got it going. They're doing some projects. You can go on to the winterrangefoundation.org and donate to them. I'm happy for Curtis and Monty, and wish them the best with that. I hope that really takes off, because our winter ranges, the animals' winter ranges, need a lot of help. And so if we can help them and provide that to them, I think we need to take advantage of that. There's so many great nonprofit agencies out there, and this just adds to that. So again, winterrangefoundation.org. Check that out. Support Curtis and Monty, especially you guys that have been longtime eHunter followers, and that know Monty and Curtis really well. Definitely follow them and support them in that. We're going to be doing a lot of collaboration with them. I'm hoping to have them on the podcast here pretty soon. So look forward to that. So let's talk a little bit about what's coming up in 2022. You guys have seen a lot of transition lately. If you're following eHunter, we've been doing, we've kind of slacked a little bit on the podcast lately. And that's because I've been trying to get ready to do video podcasting. I feel like this just adds a new element to the podcast. Listening to podcasts is great when you're in a car and whatnot, but if you're sitting at home, the video podcasting is pretty cool. And so, like I said in the beginning, for the most part, our podcasts are going to be videoed. Even if it's just Seth and I talking about archery practice tactics or whatever the case may be. We don't live next to each other, so I'll have him on video. I'll have my video here. But another cool thing that I'm going to add into it is a lot of video clips. So if we are talking about archery practice, we'll have video clips during the podcast of us doing these things, so that it's a little bit more interactive, a little bit more entertaining than just looking at my ugly face talking to a camera. But, and especially Seth's ugly face. Sorry, Seth, I had to get that in. But we're really going to focus on YouTube in 2022. And so the video podcast is kind of just the start, and then we're going to continue on what we've been doing lately. So if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, highly recommend you do that. So we've posted pretty much a video once a week for the last probably month and a half, 2 months. We've been more focused on that than the podcast, just because we've been trying to get set up and change a few things. But if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, go on, subscribe to that YouTube channel. And then if you guys we'd really appreciate it. The great thing about eHunter is we have a lot of resources, and we try to be that resource for you guys. And so if you have questions about things that you want to see or done, or you're knowledgeable in a certain field that you feel could benefit others, reach out to me. You can reach out to me on social media, Taryn D. Hunt, or the eHunter_official on our Instagram pages. You can email me at Taryn H, which is TERRONH at ehunter.com. Remember ehunter, EHUNTR.com. So if you guys have, subject matter knowledge knowledge in some subject matter, reach out to us. Let us know. Let's be that ultimate resource. Let's help out our fellow hunters, our fellow outdoorsmen, and be that resource for them, help them out. And so, for 2022, we have a lot of podcasts already lined up. I think I have, 10 or 15 podcasts, great podcast guests lined up for January of 2022. So we're going to hit it hard and heavy. I don't know how fast I'll release those. I don't think I'll release them as fast as I record them. We'll probably keep it about 1 or maybe 2 a week. Going to also try to do more news recap podcasts. I know it's hard to hop on a website and read the articles. Sometimes it is easier to just, pop in the podcast and listen to see what's new. So thinking about doing a weekly what's new in the hunting world and touch on the news articles that we put up for the week. Not a long podcast. It'll just be a quick one to keep you guys up to speed. And then if you want to get more into the weeds on a certain topic, then you can jump on the website and read the article and follow the links and do all that. So YouTube's going to be a lot of fun. We'll do a lot of gear reviews. If there's companies out there that would like us to do some reviews, we'd be happy to do it. We've got a few already lined up. Got great companies that we've partnered with. Stay on the lookout for Henry 3030 video coming up. Henry hooked us up, and I'll be doing. I've got the video ready. I just need to do some editing and get it published. But because I haven't shot a Henry 3030, man, you're missing out. They are awesome. I love that gun. It is so smooth. And now that they have the side gate, I know it's been a couple of years, and I talk about this during the review, but that side gate is a game changer on the Henry rifles because Henry's amazing. I've always loved a Henry. The reason I haven't, and I've got another 3030, I've got a Marlin. The reason I went with a Marlin back in the day was because of the side gate load. I didn't want to load from the tube. And so anyways, I digress, but stay on the lookout for that review. I think you guys will enjoy it. I definitely enjoyed shooting that gun. So anyways, doing a lot of video reviews of gear. We're going to do some how-to videos. We're going to really ramp up our entertainment videos as well. So with the new year coming, I've got a mountain lion tag in my pocket right now. I'm headed down to Arizona in a couple weeks to do some fox hunting with Curtis, shed hunting, and then of course our hunts coming up. 2022 should be a pretty dang good year for Seth and I. We should have some really good tags in our pocket. One that I'm really looking forward to, got a couple, is headed to Alaska in August to hunt caribou. And then I should have my Utah limited entry bull elk tag this year. It's only taken me 21 years to get that tag, but should have that in my pocket this year, and I'm super stoked about that. And Seth should also have some amazing tags in his pocket as well. So a lot of entertainment videos coming up as far as hunts and shed hunting and trying to get some predator hunting on there. I've been out and about a little bit lately, and I haven't had much success with it. So I need to talk to Monty and see what he's got going on up there in Wyoming and see if he's had some success. But anyways, a lot of entertainment videos. And then some other thing that we've talked about doing and I've thought a lot about is vlogging. We've seen that in a lot of other hunting channels, and I'd like to know everybody else's thoughts. So whether you're watching this on YouTube or whether you're watching or listening to this on a podcast platform, would really like to know, would you guys enjoy more of a vlog setting to see kind of the behind the scenes of what we do at eHunter? Because I think, you hear the final product and see the final product, but, people may have questions. How do you start a hunting podcast? How do you start a hunting website? Kind of the backstory between our hunts and how we record them and what we do to edit those. And anyways, just wondering if that's something that you guys would all be interested in. We'd be happy to do it if that's something that you guys would like, but just make sure, leave us a comment, whether, like I said, wherever you're listening to this or watching this, leave us a comment. Let us know if that's something that you'd be interested in, and we can definitely kind of talk about that and see what we can do. So, but yeah, 2022 is going to be a great year. Like I said, a lot of cool stuff happening. So, if I appreciate everybody that's been a follower for a long time with eHunter. Tell your family, your friends, let them know about our channels, whether it's social media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's podcast, whatever the case may be. Ultimately, go onto our website, ehunter.com. Share that information with those around you. We would greatly appreciate it. I think one thing about eHunters, we've been a little bit, we just kind of put the news out there and the articles out there, and we don't really let you guys know much about us as people. And I think we need to do a better job about that. And so we're going to try and do that, be more human in our podcast, have a lot of fun with it. Hope you guys will enjoy it. And again, if you guys have something specific that you want us to talk about, or if you have something that you want to talk about, I'm all ears, guys. Just let me know. So yeah, 2022 2022 is going to be a great year. I'm hoping we're done with this whole pandemic thing, or not done with it, but at least kind of moving past it. And one thing, that I'm excited about moving past it is they are planning to do the Western Hunting and Conservation Expo this year in February. So you can go on and get your tickets now. We kind of had a hiatus from it last year because of COVID, but we're really looking forward to it in 2022. I'm hoping that they don't cancel it kind of last minute. I don't know what the requirements are going to be on it, but they did announce that they're going to have it. So Seth and I will be there. I think Seth's going to be there Friday and Saturday. I'm not sure which days I'm going to be there, if it's going to be Friday and Saturday or just Saturday. Just kind of depending on what my real work life job has going on. But super excited about being able to be up there. I think Seth and I will spend a lot of time at the Vortex Optics booth, just hanging out with those guys, rubbing shoulders with them. But we will be there walking around, talking to people. If you guys catch us, like I said, come to the Vortex booth. That's probably where we'll be at. Look for us. We'd love to meet more people, get to know you a little bit better. We're going to try and get around too and talk to everybody. Definitely want to talk to Guy over there at Western Contours. He should be at the initial ascent booth. And then we got a few other friends that we'll probably hang out with quite a bit while we're there. But would love to meet up with anybody. And if you guys know that you're going to go and would like to meet up with us, shoot us a message on social media or email or something like that. And we'd be happy to meet up, get to know you a little bit. Still trying to decide if we're going to set up a booth and do podcasting. It's probably too late to get our own booth, but we might see if we can partner up with somebody and maybe set up and do some podcasting while we're there. Just some short ones, just some fun ones to, talk about different people's products, what's new. The great thing about the Western Hunting and Conservation Expo is it's a good opportunity to show or showcase what's new for 2022 for vendors. And so it'd be kind of fun to have everybody there to talk about the new stuff that they have coming out, and we could put it on the podcast for you guys to listen to. So again, super excited about the expo. Hopefully we're past this whole pandemic thing, or at least enough that we can start doing some of these fun things again. So before I close, guys, and like I said, this is definitely a shorter podcast. This is kind of my first step into the videoing of the podcast. So I didn't want to do this whole lengthy podcast. I was hoping to have Seth on here, but our schedules have been a little bit crazy, and with the holidays and everything that's been going on, it's been a little bit tough for him and I to get together. The new year coming, though, we do have, like I said, a lot of podcasts scheduled, and things should settle down a little bit, enough that him and I can get together and do these podcasts together. But before I close, I did want to send some shout outs and some thank yous. My first one definitely is to Seth. Seth is amazing. If you guys don't know him, get to know him. He's a great guy. If you listen to the podcast that we do with him, he is so intelligent when it comes to this stuff. I mean, he's intelligent with a lot of stuff, but when it comes to this hunting stuff, he does a lot of the articles that are up on the website. I'm sure most people already know that, but Seth is a machine when it comes to those articles. And the great thing about him doing those articles is all that information that he's putting on paper or digital paper, he's taking that all in. And so, man, if you got a question about the world of hunting and what's going on, he's your guy. So I'm grateful for him and for everything that he's done for eHunter since he's come on board. We've had a good time. We really enjoyed what we've been doing, and we've been having a lot of fun doing this. But I definitely could not be doing what I'm doing and really, growing eHunter without him. So, and we've grown a lot over the last year. Probably we really exploded, even like on our social media pages. We were in the low thousands on followers on social media, and then Seth came on and we started pumping out a lot of articles and getting some good writers and things like that, and man, we really blew up. So hopefully this is just the beginning, though, and we have a long ways that we want to go, and hopefully you guys will join us along for the ride. The other thank you and shout out that I want to send before I stop this podcast is just to everybody that has become a new subscriber or has been a long time subscriber to our social media pages, to the podcast, to YouTube, whatever the case may be. Man, we sure appreciate you guys and the support that you give us. I don't think you guys really understand how important it is. Like I said, I love this podcasting thing. This is really kind of my bread and butter, and writing. I love writing as well, and that's kind of why I got into this. But you guys supporting what we do allows us to do what we love. Hunting is our passion. Especially like Seth and I. That's what we love to do, and this kind of allows us to really get ingrained into the hunting world. And so, but if it weren't for you guys subscribing to the channels that we have out there, we wouldn't be able to do it. So again, we appreciate you guys. Like I said, this is kind of the, just the start for us. Yeah, we've been at this for a couple of years now, but we really want to take this to the next level, and we're fully committed to doing that. So all we need is your guys' support. So share this with your friends, your family, people that hunt, talk about it, and talk to us. We would love some interaction. We'd love, more interaction, I should say. Send us emails, send us social media messages. We're usually pretty quick to respond to most everything. And again, if you have some knowledge in whatever subject matter it is, whether it's bow hunting or rifle hunting or shed hunting or whatever, would love to get you on the podcast, talk more, maybe have you do a guest article on the website. That'd be huge. And then, one other thing before I close is if anybody's interested in writing for eHunter, we have a pretty cool incentive program set up, and I think that you guys would enjoy it as a writer. And so if you have any skills when it comes to writing, we do like you to have a little bit of background in writing, whether it be school papers or something. Let us know. Reach out and say, hey, I'd love to be a writer. In fact, you can go on the website, on the homepage, there's a link on there that says, do you want to become a writer for eHunter or something like that? Go on and click that link. It'll send us an email. We can get your information and get you set up to start writing. Like I said, there's a cool incentive program along with it. We can talk more about that if you're interested. But we're always looking for more writers. More hands makes less work. And so, if we can spread the love out a little bit between all of our writers, it definitely helps. So reach out and let us know. So anyways, guys, just wanted to make this quick. Wanted to kind of talk about what's coming up in 2022 and just share my appreciation for everybody and what you've done for us in the past. And so hopefully I can make this whole thing work, and it's not too, I don't even know what the word is, kind of clunky. Like I said, normally I'm not videoing myself, so I can hit these buttons and no one sees anything, but I'm going to try and hit these buttons and make this look as seamless as possible as I can during video and make this a little bit fun. So anyways, guys, I really appreciate you guys and all the support you've given to eHunter. We're very grateful for you all. Hope everybody had a safe and happy Merry Christmas and holidays, and let's all look forward to 2022. Thanks, guys.